me see here. We are live. All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Connor, and today, well, I guess we'll figure it out as we go along. But nah, I have some stuff planned for today, and I hope we can kind of get into it a little bit. But yeah, no. My name's Connor. Welcome to Connor Talks Games. Let's get right into it. Now, today's agenda is a rather fun one, I will say. And you might be asking yourself, well, why is that? Well, let me tell you, because I'd like to report on just some interesting game stuff that I saw was going on. So let's kind of get into that a little bit. So, for starters, as per usual, to make up for last episode where I rolled the die and it told me to go fuck myself as far as telling you what was going on, let's talk about what's going on with me. So I've been rather busy, busy week, busy New Year, all that jazz. So there's not real much gaming time I got to have, but I did finally get around to finishing my fire build in Monster Hunter World. Now, currently in World, there are three monsters that I need to hunt for those of you who are just tuning in for the first time. Arch-Tempered Velkhana, Clove Teroth, the non-siege variation, and last but not least, Fatty Fatty No Parents, or Fatalis, as we call him. When you hear Latin chanting and singing and the music kicks up a notch, you do not question. You run because fear is real. Let me tell you something. I'm very afraid. Mama raised a very big pussy when that guy comes around. But I got done with that whole thing, and now we're getting closer to putting stuff in the ground and moving out at a very, very respectable situational awareness. Now, that was. Oh yeah, on top of that, I'm still playing Star Rail and Zenless, but nah, I logged in and got Xiao and Zenless, but I've been mostly doing just my dailies. I haven't really been super crazy, although there's the multiplayer I have to give a spin, which I'll do at some point. So I was kind of like browsing a little bit. Now, I think I always say this, but honestly, I always like to repeat myself. Recently in my feed, Shift Up Corporation, which, for those of you who don't know, is a South Korean video game developer and publisher, founded on December 2nd, 2013, and is best known for Goddess of Victory, Nike, and Stellar Blade. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, actually, it's quite simple. Um, Recently, due to Shift Up having such tremendous success with Stellar Blade and Goddess of Victory, Nikkei, I think if I remember correctly, they brought in about $2 billion into the South Korean market for games. And that is a tremendous amount by no short means of imagination. Like, oh my god, that's insane. But if that wasn't crazy enough, and these are only two games, mind you, the South Korean president themselves gave the company an award, effectively, a commendation, for having a tremendous impact on the economy as they know it. Yeah, no, so here we go. Yep, so the CEO received the Presidential Commendation of the Award at this year's Korean Content Awards for his works in the games industry. Hyung Tae Kim accepted the award, which is reportedly the most prestigious content award in Korea and hosted by the Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism for the contributions to the Korean games industry with those two games. And also thanking the fans who believed and supported Stellar Blade and got us a victory, Nikkei. Now, the crazy thing is, right? It launched exclusively in April 2024 for the PlayStation 5, Stellar Blade, and that got about 1 million copies sold in about 2 months, which is insanity. Like, that's an overnight success right there. And Stellar Blade highlighted the potential for South Korean AAA console games in general. In I have the statistics pulled up here for Shift Up, but they've raised about 435 billion won, which is about 320 million in the first day of trade after its public offering. Which again, that's damn. And that's the largest in the country for a gaming company since Krafton Inc., which was PUBG Maker, which raised 3.8 billion from its own IPO. It was well known, kind of going around, and a fat cash bonus of around 3,400 per person. That's crazy. On top of that, though, like it came out on PC and it sold like 1 million copies in 3 days. That's fucking crazy. Absolute crazy. Eclipsing, you know, and this is a list here of games that it eclipsed in concurrent players on Steam: Ghost of Tsushima, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn, The Last of Us in terms of peak concurrent, and it remains at the pole position across both single and multiplayer games by considerable margin too, with the total estimation about 12.7 million copies, which, damn, across all platforms, however, it looks about 3 million, and Stellar Blade 2 as well is currently announced. Now, I know Goddess of Victory was definitely one of them, but why are we bringing this up? Well, one, highlighting, our South Korean friends down there who are absolutely kicking ass. But two, again, people kind of just keeping the torch going because I don't really like talking about it a lot, but it always comes up in like every single episode. The games industry is in a bit of a shitter right now across the world. In America as well, I can kind of vouch on some points, but when it comes to like the Western gaming world, and then the South Korean, and then the Japanese and the Chinese and all of that, um, it is good to see that in spite of the fact that we are in a bit of a hiring crisis with that, they are still doing very good. What what I think kind of makes this interesting is it highlights a lot as to like what players want from games, which I think now that we have a look at it, people say that the main reason it was successful, at least according to most people, is actually the combat. Now, I've seen the combat in the game, and yeah, no, that it's very engaging. There's it's a hack and slash, but the technical side of it is also very beautiful as well. But I mean, god damn, you've seen the shit. Now, obviously, know your audience, so there are some parts of it that are a little sexier, I will say, in comparison to other games. But it is evident that, oh yeah, no, right here, Stellar Blade's Sexy Summer Update increases the game's player base by 40%. Bikini and monokini outfits for Eve. Well, uh, good to see that there are still the horny players here and there. When I think about a video game, uh, I think of something that will immerse me and take away the worries and woes of just like living, I guess, if that makes sense. Specifically, just coming into a situation where there are a lot of games that are being pushed nowadays that have political affiliations in them, or have rather pay to win mechanics, or they're just absolutely predatory with the microtransactions. It is nice to have games, which I would think again is why Baldur's Gate 3 did so good, is it showed up. It was not anything super crazy as far as like breaking the game is concerned. It was made by a reputable studio that had a very solid backlog of turn-based strategy or turn-based RPGs behind them. But it had a fun cast, graphically speaking, very nice, held up on most modern machines, and including a couple of older ones. And I mean, like, to boot, you're just a dude with the tadpole with a solid story going around doing stuff, you know? And to me, I prefer games that give me that ability to do things that I can't do in real life. And I mean, let's be real here. When was the last time you had a tadpole in your head that allowed you to summon black holes, mind stun people, fly around, or even turn into a mind flare should you wish to? And I mean, shit, like fucking Halo fighting intergalactic empire that casually wants to exterminate you, Night Rain playing a character fighting the Night Lord, or motherfucking gambling my worries away in a gotcha game like I have money. That too. Although technically speaking, if it's not your money, you're fine. And it's not my money, it's the other person's money. Because it's theirs, not mine. All that jazz. But like even like the most basic of basic I could think of is just Nazi zombies. Back before the story in World at War, you know, Noctur Untoten, you're just a freaking guy with a gun shooting at Nazi zombies. You get a mystery box, you get some areas to walk around. Varut comes out, you get Perca-Colas that improve the core gameplay experience. You get traps, the map was a little tighter, but they were playing around with stuff. And your characters also talk. Shinonuma was a little unique because it started adding in a new wonder weapon. There was Japanese Imperial zombie soldiers who not quite Nazi zombies, but they fit the bill just as good. You shoot them up, and you move out from there. Turn on the power, get the Perca-Colas, move around, and then last but not least, which is kind of like the map that perfected it, and is in of itself perfection, Doris. The pack a punch requires you to power up, but also turn on all the teleporters and stuff. There's all the Perca-Colas. There's traps. There's map stuff. There's Easter eggs for the music. I mean, it's not Kino, but Beauty of Annihilation goes pretty hard. And it definitely helps when you have that PPSH because that thing Pack a Punch is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely. But I think my fondest moment is that it was also split screen multiplayer. You have not lived until you got the gang together and you boot that shit up and you get the music Easter egg going after you get a crawler, and then you just start having zombies coming at you. That's how. What other form of beauty could there be than that? And I think that's really what people want nowadays. It's just simplistic but fun, and in some cases, just mindless, awesome bullshit. Sometimes, you have your games for your stories, and you have your games just to be that. But in today's market, especially, games are as much a storytelling device as they are, something to blow stress out on. I mean, who doesn't like role playing as a Space Marine, Space Marine 2, where you're a 10-foot tall demigod with a weapon that was built for as much intimidation as it is spilling the blood of whatever the hell was in front of you at the time. And then just seeing all this stuff go absolutely crazy was awesome. I mean, like, give me insanity, give me bullshit, give me something that allows me to be like, this is fucking insane. This is awesome, right? I mean, for fuck's sakes, like I always wanted a Battlefield Warhammer game because if they ever add the Adeptus Sororitas or the Sisters of Battle, there is a battle tank where it is a Sister of Battle on the back of the tank playing a pipe organ to input strike coordinates for the missiles that get vomited out of the fucking choir. It's metal as shit. Now, imagine that when you decide to go ahead and play that. You know, we need more just random shit like that, but at a higher budget level too. Because I mean, man, I'd love to see some games, but now we have Skibbity Riz Black Ops 7. I felt my body leave my soul as I said that. It's just the same garbage every year in that case. I mean, some people like it, but if the general consensus is no, then I mean, people tell you enough times you're drunk, you're probably drunk, you know? But eh. But um there's also the actually let's talk a little bit now about AI. So a new recent event that occurred is Halo Studios has been greenlit to use AI in their product, and I mean, I don't know how to feel about that because the market right now is that we are in a situation where there is a bubble that has AI kind of being at the forefront. Nvidia catering to the 40% AI market share right now. RAM being more expensive, the whole situation with like these big like AAA companies refusing to pay people and just letting AI do it, or the famous McDonald's situation where it's all AI generated and the people were bullshitting you by saying, "Oh yeah, no, we spent weeks on this." I will always be of the forefront, like until they can do certain things. Then no, not really. I'm not crazy about it. But the evidence links that uh, Halo, Forza, and Gears of War are going to be on that path, and I don't know how to feel about that because we're throwing so much money at it. But it's like, eh, studios are touting that it can help deal with repetitious tasks and boost developer output, but the games industry is very creator oriented. It's not like, some physical labor jobs that are being replaced, I guess, in that respect. AI definitely could attack and overtake some of these jobs. And seeing some of the companies bet so much money on it, it's like, oh my god. I know it's the new shiny toy. Everybody wants to get invested in it, but holy fucking shit, people. Like, what? Huh? What are you doing? That's not very neat. That's kind of crazy, you know? It's like what the fuck? That's bad. I don't want to do that. But Microsoft's new Halo project is using AI augmentation. I'm still like not very behind it. Again, it's like on one end, as the some studios have said, it could help with repetition and other processes that could be made redundant, which is not bad. It gives them more time to develop and create things that spark a creative influence. But at the same time, what about our artists? What about our designers? What about our programmers? You gonna tell me it's not great? Probably not, because If there's one thing I've learned, it's when you sink billions of dollars into a relatively new technology, you ain't gonna have a good time at all. Bad, awful. I don't like it. What am I supposed to do here? But anyhow, that's kind of the two pieces on it. I was thinking more of like a mini episode this time around. Nothing really too big and grandiose as the other ones, but I think this